Funniest will ever be.
That's the spirit.
Spirit Halloween?
That's the spirit Halloween.
This is the theme of Spirit
Alright.
Halloween.
We got ghouls.
Also, yeah, we're just gonna go right into it for this game because we don't have any title music, so I'm just gonna load it up so that we have music in the background to start it with.
So it's not just silent.
Exactly.
Kind of
Marvelous.
Still surreal that this game, they just decided,
Yeah, who needs
doesn't
it?
need it.
We haven't had.
Yeah.
It's not like games since like fucking 1994 have had title music, and then and this is not even like the original. This is the 3DS remaster, and they like didn't even add. They didn't even think to add anything to it. I don't know.
I honestly think this goes to show how little, like, they put into Apollo
Yeah.
by proxy.
Yeah, everyone just loves Feeny Poo, and then what do you get for Apollo, huh?
We got
Just a
3 tragic
good luck and
backstories.
goodbye?
A $30 haircut,
Yeah.
and no theme music.
The lack of total music is strange to me.
Yeah, and like I checked because I have the other 2. 5 and 6 have title music, so it's literally just this one.
Yep.
Wow, that's bizarre.
Everyone doesn't really care for Apollo, in a cosmic sense.
Alright, well, speaking of in a cosmic sense, that was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well, now I think you would know the answer to that.
Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff.
Justice.
Yes, sir.
The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me.
Yeah, jeez. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it's odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. You wanna know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. See, poker is all about reading your opponent. And that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who would notice that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will, soon. I almost forgot, one more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? Ah, I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special.
The power within.
Power within.
Power within.
The power within. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
To be continued.
Oh.
Now.
Go figure.
Well.
Well. I mean,
Thank you, everyone.
we got it right.
Nice.
Right.
Anyway, welcome to the stream,
Mostly.
everyone.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night and good morrow.
Weekday. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Oh, excuse me. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Ogo Orally, recovered? That's right, I'm him too. 1 second.
Oh, good. Get into character.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand.
Very well. And the witness will take the stand. Just take it. Get it out of here.
I don't want it no more.
They're gonna hide behind a soup.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession?
I don't want to.
Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you are a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not.
What?
It
What?
is I, Russian pirate. Now, name's Olga Orly. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. I don't know if she's still Russian or something else now.
I think
I don't
People
know
call
this.
me Olga Quick Fingers Orly. Arg, matey.
There you go. Oh, oh, really?
Get it?
That you're a
Oh,
pirate?
really?
Order.
Want to know something else, Chrome Dome? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like, oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, god damn it.
Really?
There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Shit, hold on, I'm trying to be a pirate.
Yeah.
Arg. I'm a
Good
pirate.
Just throwing a lot of me's
Hope
and
you're
yards.
satisfied.
Yep.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Get taller?
Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night.
Arg. I'll talk. We had a plan, see.
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath, and any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Some would argue that the previous fabrications should have serious consequences.
Fine. Arg, like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. Plunder the booty. I was plundered at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
So you were in cahoots with the victim.
Not that he needed my help, Arg. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles, the opposite of squares. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. Arg. The plot was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. Okay? When their hands were revealed, Smith would call them out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut, Arg. I think it's you, Dan.
You swapped the cards!
Arg, exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Arg.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Rabble, rabble, rabble. Oh, really? Oh, really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to the planted card?
Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. It'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers Orley.
Giggity?
Oh, yes.
Really? The witness should be The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Cute? Who wants to be cute, Baldy? I'll make you walk the plank. I'm not cute, I'm bad, you hear me? Bad. Arg. Look at my teeth, I got scurvy.
She bad, alright.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court.
Tell it to the judge.
Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
Arg, that night I planted the card like I was supposed to. Arg. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Arg. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith, it was that no-good, cheating defendant.
A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark.
Hold on. Arg, the trap was perfect, I tell ya. Perfect. If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's
I'd be
talking.
plundered.
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
Think face.
The night I planted the card like I
Hold
was
it!
supposed to.
This planted card. Which card was it exactly?
A trump card. A 5 of hearts.
Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make it a full house. At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend.
I slid it right into Wright's pocket, I did.
When was this?
Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we served borscht and suckers.
Remind me to never go there.
Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. And you lost the last stand. Blah, blah, blah.
Hold it! So everything went according to plan.
Arg, that's right. The fifth ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Brett would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud.
There are worse things to be known as, I suppose.
Tell us what happened with the search.
But the planted card was
Hold
gone,
it!
The trump failed.
The card disappeared.
Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts.
The 5
Gone,
of hearts.
without a trace. Poof, Zippo. Sent straight to Davy Jones' locker. We searched every nook and cranny. Even inside his cute little hat.
Even under. Never mind.
Even inside of his ass. We plundered his booty, but no card to be found.
I was gonna go way grosser.
But the card was nowhere to be found, as you literally just said. Is this correct?
Never in my long, storied career as a pirate. Never has quick fingers Orly been so readily duped.
Oh, really? So what did happen to that 5 of farts?
Don't look at me. Why don't you ask the cheating liar, two-faced defendant that I fingered?
So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action.
Next moment, right picked up the bottle, blah blah blah.
Hold it! Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd? I only deal in evens.
You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly, and found nothing. Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
Well, what?
Oh.
I'm having a heart attack. Arrgh!
What was that just now? I sensed something.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Yes.
No.
Miss Orley, you're hiding something!
What are you talking about? You whippersnapper. Me, quick fingers.
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
Winston, how do you still have a job?
You still
How
have
do you
hair.
have hair?
How do you still have hair? I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it be. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. My heart. With my own eyes, I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it?
Kind of touching the back of her head.
The back of her head, but okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck?
What in the shit?
Call the Bondulance. I'm having a
What the hell
stroke.
is this?
What's going on? Sensation. It's coming into focus. It's all coming together.
Wait,
There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Perceive.
Gleam.
Gotcha!
Oh my.
we got him.
Is that a special power?
This is a special power.
Miss
Really?
Orley, perhaps
Okay.
you are unaware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
My neck. Technically, it's the back of my head, but I see what you're saying. But so what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory?
Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual. But let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So, what would remind her the most of the moment of the crime? Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this. I mean,
Attorney's
the attorney's badge. I mean,
the car.
The weapon.
the weapon.
In the hands of an unsuspecting child, anything can be a weapon. For example, this weapon.
Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon.
The murder bottle.
But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
Pain.
Oh, sorry.
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you.
Oh, Magadaba.
I will forever love Winston Payne's objection.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witnesses' habits? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice. I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Why would you go back to being that thing? That little lady.
Yes, I
She
am
being
nothing.
scared.
No. I am knowing nothing. Yes. Yes.
We know you're not Russian.
Yarg. I am Russian pirate. Yarg.
The witness will testify, please. Now.
No.
Witness.
We have heard the cries for testimony.
I like how it's still like the dramatic quick change.
He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of me sight until the cops got there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold it.
Arg, what are we holding, matey?
He's about the defendant to notify the police. Yeah, from the restaurant's first floor. Yeah, hold on. Hold the phone the second. Objection! Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant.
And Yarg?
And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club.
Ah, Yarg.
So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
Yee, Yarg. Bleh, my lucky charms.
Rabble.
The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. What the fuck?
Oh, it's the opening cutscene. But again,
Only this time, it's not
For
the
the second
opening. Good. Dirty cheat. Check it back now. It's gone. The card's gone.
You lose.
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right. And he hit me. I couldn't read that.
Oh, so much of chatting out today.
Eek. When I came to, Judge.
The victim was already dead. Is that it?
That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure as a Russian pirate.
Hmm. Well, where does this leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It's possible. It appears our
It's just Winston Payne's fever dream.
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin, sir.
I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big, fat liar.
I'm not fat. I mean, what?
3 were in that room the night of the murder: the defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled. The witness got into an with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder. The denouement, I forget.
What? I didn't. I am no killer. I might be a thief and a plunderer, but not a killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright?
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin.
What are you saying?
Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person.
This theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
Christoph.
The real criminal?
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
Wow, wrong voice.
Oh, wow!
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about? Sorry. Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the cards made one critical error. Here she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here, in our court, who thought those cards were blue.
Good job.
Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear.
Who is this fourth person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Winston Payne?
I don't think it's him.
I mean,
Kristoff. It's the only other person that would make sense. He did
Yeah.
say that he and Phoenix eat together quite a bit.
oh.
And we're gonna have our own law firm, which means either he dies or gets removed somehow, somewhere, some other way.
Huh. Wait. When did Kristoff say that he thought the cards in the final game were blue?
I remember someone saying something, so it had to have been him, because he's the only other person in this courtroom besides Winston Payne who would have.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna.
And he's wearing glasses, which makes him a target.
It's true. If he's
Well,
wearing
he's
glasses, he
colorblind.
must be colorblind.
What are you saying?
Yep, that's it.
Take that! As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Kristoff Gavin, you were the fourth person that night.
Damn!
Damn.
But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo! Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light.
It's true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame,
Yeah.
know its final outcome.
Oh.
Magadaba.
Oh. Well, Kristoff. Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Oh, Kristoff? You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity.
Hey, at least Winston, like, says it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
I assure you, I'm quite sane. In the most vague of senses.
Seriously.
Well, what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have with the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have? Phoenix, god fucking damn it!
Though he's not a
Same old
lawyer, he
Phoenix,
hasn't
same old
changed.
tricks.
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. Oh.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before that game of poker be related? Rabble, rabble, rabble.
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly...
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you.
Oh shit.
Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Wow, this was like a need.
No need, game over.
Wow, this
No.
is fucking wild. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
You're fired.
It too, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher, your
Only if you have something to
Caesar.
hide.
Well, looks like school's out, old man.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will you take the stand, please?
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call, to defense attorney Gavin.
Mr. Gavin! You were at Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder?
I dine with him rather frequently.
He talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him.
You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial?
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now.
I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice.
Sir!
He's lying, and you're going to expose him.
Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Oh.
Like Soink Scoob.
Oh. Let's see. Sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. Trap failed. Smith hit the waitress. He was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. So I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Justice, you know what I have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now.
Alright, I have to think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. Hold it! You had dinner with Mr. Gavin. Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot. As usual. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner.
Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After that... Hold it! 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what is it you said? Christoph Garvin and Shaden Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Here I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall?
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be, if that was all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? Hold it! About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned. Put a card in my pocket beforehand and then deal 5 aces during one of the games.
It's a flashback to 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Doing my favorite kind of flashback.
The one where Phoenix gets felt up. Or just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
All the pieces.
Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
What?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card.
What?
You know, that normal thing that normal people do. Just putting their hands in pockets. The card she planted! Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
The murder weapon?
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like a terrific drama.
A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll
the
take a
first
look.
time, won't be the last.
Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information.
I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card in the bottle. Wait, but that is literally not what you just said, Phoenix. He said before the game. Wait, what the?
Press him. Press him.
Are upside down. Hold it! Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming.
Oh, so you struck first. I like that.
I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. Alright. Disposed of the card in the bottle. I'm gonna do a quick thing. That's not gonna. Witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm not wrong, but you're gonna dock me anyway. Alright.
Press this one.
Hold it! You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout.
Wait, is that... Oh, looking away. I'm just saying.
Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. Hold it! And when you returned, the victim was already... dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
A little?
He was bleeding from his forehead, after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Hold it! Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees.
Glad to hear you intend to pay.
Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all.
You may find the price of your defense quite high, good friend. Quite high.
Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about?
Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him, now.
Yeah, yes, sir. I think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? Alright, so it's gotta be on that new item. So is this one. During the game, disposed of the card in the bottle. What do we got? Okay.
Can you look on the underside of the bottle? Yeah, there it is. Isn't that it? No, that's the label.
Yeah, that's the label. Wait, but it's not in here. Wait, examine. The bottle is completely empty.
Wait, is the bottle sealed?
Yeah.
Actually, that shouldn't pay any bearing. Travis with you to dispose of the card in the bottle.
So
Unless the card is... No, the card would be behind the label, if that's what they're implying.
Also, what if hitting some of the glass bottle, like, break the bottle?
Depends on the bottle. Yeah, an empty bottle would probably...
A glass bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victim's hand. What?
I mean...
Discover the trap during the game and dispose of the card in the bottle. But it's not there.
No card in,
There's no card in the bottle, and presenting the bottle on this doesn't work. What?
As you can see, Your Honor, there's no card in this bottle. Well, that's wrong.
What do you mean that's wrong? To call the police. His dead blood starting from a cut on his forehead. Wait, cut on his forehead.
He has like a bruise.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, how would he get a cut? If the bottle didn't break.
Yeah, that's just a bruise. Hold
I mean,
on.
if you get hit hard enough, you can bleed. from the
Objection!
forehead.
Man,
Doesn't
are you
have to be
fucking kidding
cut.
me? Are you kidding me?
Your Honor, he's lying.
No! Alright. Fucking... what? Even anything? Fucking okay.
Been penalized.
Bailiff, whack his nuts.
What? Are we too big-brained?
Or are we too
Probably.
small-brained to
Knowing
realize
our-
that we're big-braining?
Knowing our track record, yes, we're too big brain.
Wait, maybe it's this one. Oh, okay.
Knocked
knocked
out
out?
cold and Smith was uncontrollable.
He's doing a look. I'm just saying.
Doing a sneaky.
Yeah, you're right. He is doing a look.
Yeah.
Does anyone notice his hat's his papa?
It
Yeah,
sure
and I
does.
don't like it.
Papa Phoenix. Huh. Maybe that is the tell or something.
Yeah.
Smith was uncontrollable. What? Wait. What? Victim was... I'm confused. I need to call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant. Soul. Darkened restaurant. Call the cops. There's dead blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
Okay.
Did we press? Oh, we pressed him on that already. That's when he said he was startled.
Do I present the autopsy report?
Yeah, wait, do that.
No, that's not it either.
What the hell?
What the hell, indeed?
Well, he does say it reveals a contradiction.
Yeah, but like the music doesn't stop.
Kitty.
Shady Smith, what?
Had dinner. Sat at the table in this photograph. 5 minutes after Kristoff left.
So dinner with Kristoff. Kristoff left. Shady came in, played cards. Shady went crazy, hit him with a bottle, he dead. Phoenix went to call, Kristoff came back. That's the order of operation going on.
Yeah, but like, where does
What's weird
Kristoff come
here?
in to be like the actual culprit of this?
He's connected somehow, but is like the problem? I don't know. What?
Kristoff was probably looking in through that little window.
I'm looking at you through the glass.
Doing a little
Don't know
peeky
how
peek.
much time has passed. All I know that feels like.
Just wanna get some borscht, man.
I'm confused. And I
Wait,
might
can we
have.
present?
Yeah, what's up?
Can we present something to do with the restaurant, like where he says, "I went up to the first floor to call"? No, not that. Sorry, other way. When he went to call the police, yeah.
To call the police.
No.
Oh wait, can we? Wait. Can we? Let's check the phone. Okay, fine. It's not gonna give a wait.
Wait, what's on the back? What's on the back?
What's in
What
the
is it?
box?
Ooh, is that
It's a
tape?
band-aid.
Ah, battery's being held in with a piece of tape. You should buy a new one.
God
Maybe
damn
he
it,
can't
Apollo.
afford it. Maybe he just doesn't care.
Wait, that's a really stupid.
Fucking.
Wow, your phone's old.
Wow, that was dumb, Phoenix.
Here I
Apollo.
was thinking that it could be.
What detail was
Could be the big tip.
Oh no.
that?
What?
Wait, what was
Can
it
we
with
examine the
stairs?
bottle again? Is there something we may have missed something with
The bottle is empty.
But did we examine something that might be hidden on the bottle? Is what I'm assuming is what the game is trying to tell us.
Grape juice.
Grape
How long
juice.
has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Red's favorite drink. Wonder how well it goes with borscht.
Okay.
What about
That
the
was
label?
disgusting.
Uh-huh.
So wait, can you examine the top, like the cap? Or
Bottle's
maybe
completely
the
empty.
label?
It does not let me examine the top.
Okay. Does the label do anything?
That was just the grape juice line.
Really?
Sorry, where did he say he went to make the phone call?
The first
Went
floor of the
upstairs.
restaurant.
Okay.
Is there any like map of the
No.
restaurant that we can send, or
Oh.
like, pictures
Oh,
of
I got it.
the...
Whoa, what's up?
Figured it out. Oh, shit! His hat was on. How would he know?
What?
Well,
Remember, he mentioned last case that his hat was still on, like in the beginning of the case, and the police had to take it off.
Oh.
How would he know?
Oh.
It's definitely...
Nope, that's not it either.
Nope.
Well, you tried.
Well,
What? What the heck?
All right, I'm just gonna sit with the.
Wait,
the
do we have
jury
any
then.
other pictures of the
We've got
Like-
the.
Of the mirror.
this? Can you submit that? Is that
Yeah.
already submitted? Did we already try this pic with this statement?
No.
Like with the forehead one, like with the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
let's
we
try.
did the other one. So
No, no,
Okay,
no. With the hat we already presented. Okay.
So
It's dead
dead
blood.
forehead, and then with
Present-
the
okay,
photo
so the
with
blood,
hat.
the blood would be in this photo. You would think.
You would think.
There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
Cool.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's wearing his hat. He can't see that.
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene.
Look at this guy.
Every time it makes me laugh.
See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Shit. You're right.
Oh my god.
Let Phoenix curse.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Oh, fuck, I didn't think of that.
Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
What does that mean?
Don't question me.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head.
Huh?
You?
You put the hat on the dead man's head?
It worked through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, like a diamond, just like in this photograph.
And?
I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head, deliberately tampering with a crime scene.
Just like
Yeah,
any
but
man
why?
would do.
Oh, why would you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry. Meow. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So I am guilty, but I'm not guilty of murder.
Oh my god.
Ah, yes. Lying in the courtroom. A classic tradition. The Phoenix
Classic
Wright.
Phoenix
A
move.
tale as old as time.
So,
Lying.
Mr. Early,
As
did
old
you
as
see
Admitting you're lying and facing 0 repercussions for lying.
Perjury
being-
doesn't exist in this universe.
it being the victim's, his head? I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. His heed.
Here we go again.
Mr. Gavin?
Pardon. It just seems that our client is a little determined to lie his way through this case.
Hmm.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
In any case, please continue the cross-examination.
No, not in any case. In this case.
I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO.
Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? Okay, so now we're back at this testimony,
Okay.
but now we have to present something else. Now do we present the bottle? Hold on, I'm gonna totally just make a save real quick. Here. Now do I present La Bottle?
Is it bottle time?
Fuck!
Nope.
Now
It's a bottle, I
No.
swear.
Now we're back to square one. What do
You know
we
what? I'm
fucking
gonna
do?
double down. It's probably the forehead again.
It's probably the forehead again. I mean, I guess he was dead.
So I made a phone call to Gavin.
To get,
Okay.
but No.
Oh,
No.
the slowing and the speeding of the music when you
Yeah.
reload.
Knocked out cold. Smith was uncontrollable. What in the gosh dang heck? I can't. I can't look at the guide for the first fucking case.
Honestly, this is baby games.
It's the baby game case, apparently.
I say, you know what I say? Start at the first one, save scum, and then just try each one in sequence.
Oh god, that's a lot of permutations.
That's a lot. That's so many.
That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. With this phone. Wait. He went back downstairs. How could he make a call then?
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh. Yeah, there's no reception. Ah, fuck you.
Damn it.
Wait a minute, Magadama.
Oh my god.
Wait, but you...
There's so many evident, like, actual contradictions, and the game is just saying, no, these
No.
aren't contradictions.
Is there more evidence besides what's on this page?
There's just a
Nah.
hand.
Okay, so the major contradictions we have is related to people being aware that Shady Smith had a cut on his head, and the phone reception, and that's all we got.
Yeah. I'm gonna press this real quick.
You already did.
Could you? Yeah, I already did, and it's not anything. It's not anything different. Sticky affair. Christoph's law offices we can be friend. Right. That doesn't help.
Right, Phoenix, right.
right, Phoenix, right. Fuckles.
Fuckle. Indubitably.
I fucking hate you.
Thank you, Christoph.
What is going
You're
on?
welcome, Billy.
I am thinking, Apollo! I'm using all my brain juices.
You just gotta push his forehead in more.
I'm pushing my own forehead. We'll have to call them. Are we dumb?
Probably.
Is this game dumb?
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Both can be true at the same time.
Yes.
They're not mutually exclusive.
I don't know where to go with this.
I don't understand. Man, what the fuck?
Come on, team. There has to be something.
All
It's
right.
probably something so dumb
Press
and
them
nuanced
again,
that it doesn't
maybe?
even make
Just like-
sense.
I already pressed this one. It's dead. Okay, press this one because we presented evidence.
Yeah.
When you return to the victim is
It
already.
was already dead, and this is the same thing. What the hell?
Okay, so he admitted he took the hat off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What in the hell?
You already pressed on this one because he tried to call Gavin. He didn't get a reception, or do we know that he called Gavin and then heard the phone go off in there?
Wait, could we
which
present
led him
people?
to know it was
Okay.
Gavin.
Yeah, we
Hold
can
on.
present people.
Okay. Maybe that's the next thing.
Okay. I think we did it right. I looked it up, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We did it right, but we didn't do it in the right order.
Oh, of course.
We have to
Of course.
check the bottle. We have to see that there is nothing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to present it.
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious?
Fucking god.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, so we were all right.
We were all correct!
Every one of us was
just
correct.
literally game mechanicked.
Yeah, we just got game mechanicked.
Christ.
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No.
What, Mr. Wright? Surely, ... isn't all you have to say for yourself.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh?
Huh?
Nani? Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle, there was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
The witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Nani?
Well,
Gasp.
you
Well,
certainly have a
fuck you.
unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew.
I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Alright, both of you, shut the fuck up!
You're allowed to swear.
If you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. When I noticed the trap, I put the card into in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. Judge.
A reason?
That reason is right here. Your cobbled together cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation.
What's this?
Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court.
What do you mean, just in case?
Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble.
What's this? Game not going well?
Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you... Oh, that's not me.
That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good?
He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard.
You mean someone cracked the flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it?
Me? Please. The cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that.
Flawless bone china plate? Oh.
Kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but... paint.
Pate.
I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead.
Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call.
He
So,
saw the forehead.
After Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate?
Oh, that's right.
The window.
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head?
You can't.
Dot. So this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on?
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
It's come down to this, hasn't it, Phoenix? Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Order! I will have order. Mr. Payne,
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear Defense Attorney Gavin's testimony?
Yeah, as the prosecutor, I...
Very well.
Silence!
We'll break for 10 minutes. After which, Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. And are we clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well. And this will be the final recess of the day.
Why is this first case such a doozy?
Yeah, it's a doozy.
I just assumed you played the other ones, and
Yeah.
we're just like, here you go.
No hand-holding. Right into this nonsense. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? I have a feeling this is Olga. Maybe. Probably not.
Is this
May I-
baby?
It's
baby!
she! Huh? What?
Who shall
Who
be
wa-
baby?
Who wants to be she, Phoenix's daughter?
Is she the Maya analogy or no? I don't know.
Don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay. I'll happy to, but if someone else wants,
No, she's all yours.
okay. Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
What's all this about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You need a trump card to make it.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. Cheerio. Tip tip.
Isn't that Phoenix's daughter?
Yes.
An ace.
I knew that.
Where do
Air
I
quotes.
remember that card from?
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's too. It is 5 aces in all, comrade. Is true. Have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating. I swear this of you.
The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red, is this blood?
You have your trump card. Now it's up for you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. Goodbye.
This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth?
Yes.
I fell deep into thought and my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
Hello.
The bloody ace. Received from a mysterious girl.
Weed day. Almost.
Weed day.
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will Mr. The witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
How did we get there?
What?
Let's go, baby the legend.
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Oh, they're using the OG music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright!
What do you think you're doing, Mr. Wright?
I like to imagine that even though the defense stand was had a door that was open, Phoenix just like vaulted over.
Yeah.
I like to imagine too that he just sort of popped up from the bottom with no
He tunneled underneath the stand and just popped up like a ghost.
There's no stairway. You have to climb up from underneath.
Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. Never took it off, except for when he did. That one time being the instant he was hit.
Oh,
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to be at the scene of the crime at the time of the crime.
In other words, you'd have to be the real killer, is what you're trying to say.
Not bad, Apollo.
Rabble, rabble, rabble!
I didn't say it. You said it. I'm not saying that.
Mr. Gavin.
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
You don't say.
Why?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions.
What?
I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
I'll tell you. Cockfights.
Chaos control.
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout.
Oh, you called it, Gabby.
It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright, holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
Rabble, rabble, rabble. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand, after all.
So you are, Mr. Gavin.
Hmm?
And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo?
Quite literally.
Oh.
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder.
The rage I sense in that man. Yada yada yada.
Hold it!
Hold it.
That man, you mean Mr. Smith?
He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So then, you know the true nature of your client's job?
Of course. But I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal.
Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends after all.
Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score.
I see. What happened then?
I went down to the basement and yada yada.
Hold it! The little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs?
Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The black marketers used it, I believe.
Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room?
I didn't want to upset Wright, you see.
Upset Mr. Wright?
Yes, what if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least.
So far, everything he's saying makes sense. Hold it! How do you know it was right after the murder?
Really, no need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part in my testimony.
Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change.
I was afraid you'd changed too, right? But you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours.
With friends like these, who needs enemies? Hold it! By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene.
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead.
And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
Yada yada, yes.
Yeah, crime photo 1.
Can we check the details to see, like, if
Yeah.
there's a timer was taken?
Yeah, but, like, if this was crime photo 1, how did he only see crime photo 2?
Because he's lying.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hat removed
Yeah.
during the investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, how would he know?
Phoenix was downstairs and immediately put the hat back on his head. This was removed
because-
during investigation.
Because he would have. The process is he. Yeah, went out, called the police, went downstairs, saw that he was dead, took his hat off, put it back on, went back upstairs to make the phone call.
Like, if you check the
Yeah.
photo, like the actual, like, check button, does it show, like, any details about, like, the time? No, okay.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
But yeah, he just wouldn't have been able to see the cut on his head. Or that he was bald. Unless he knew him beforehand. Somehow.
Hold it! Those were the only 3 at the scene of the crime.
Yes. As far as I saw, at least.
Then we're back where we started.
I keep forgetting he's here.
The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else would it have been?
He and his horrific sideburns.
Yep.
But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Mr. Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection! There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice, I just said I saw no one. Not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose?
Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin.
Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show me a reason as to why such a thing would be necessary.
How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right.
Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would have swapped out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
It's now or never.
Heart of
The defense
cards.
would like to present evidence to the court, even though it's illegal. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace?
Blood.
To get to the other side.
My reason is, this!
What are you?
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it. Blood. Right next to the speed.
What?
Oh, his fucking face is twitching.
Face. This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
How is this legal?
How is this legal? It's not.
Could this be? Could this be the missing 5th ace?
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Inconceivable.
Thank you, Mr. Payne.
Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Holding it.
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card is mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade, after all.
No! Impossible! Unacceptable! The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud!
A fraud? How can you be so sure?
What?
I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for...
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
Wait, but why would it have been decisive evidence?
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless. They could run a DNA.
Objection! Oh, I assure you, it's quite based!
This is the screenshot.
This is pain.
Oh.
Based on what?
Oh, man. Oh, that needs a screenshot right now.
That is quite based.
That's
It's
the
the
fucking
mind
thumbnail for the video. I am putting that in voice chat text so I don't lose it.
Sticker emoji requests.
Oh man.
What?
Based on what?
It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo. Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime in your head. Whoa, okay.
I don't like
yeah,
that.
it's a 3DS
I don't like
game.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table, and before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene.
Well, what is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit. The victims, the killers, the waitresses, the second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card?
The
God, this game is way too big-brained. Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card?
Well, he said that the blood would have dripped from the back of his head, so I guess.
Oh yeah, so it's got to be the victim. You're right. Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
All right, I guess not.
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Ah!
Take a look at this photograph again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
That's right. So what does this mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs.
Oh, now you see that.
Swivel chairs? Oh, man. Apollo, try turning the chair around.
You gotta go in there and turn that chair.
Oh.
The chair was facing the other way.
It would have to be. Oh. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know now that the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Again. Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on the diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? If the victim was facing away... Oh, the killer. Killer can't be there.
Yeah.
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front, sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually.
Wait,
Look
yeah,
again
where's
at the
the window?
diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But... There's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? Here, I guess.
Yeah.
The killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there, too.
Really?
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim's facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? Ha!
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that, at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know! At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
Oh.
What's this now?
I mean, that's the only explanation. Right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately!
Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately.
Okay, boss!
Have them try to move the cupboard.
Your Honor.
What?
What?! There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff.
Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
I do my best.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Wait, where's the window?
But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard.
In your head.
Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this?
No, what is it now?
Phoenix has such a flair for the dramatic. Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. How many times are we going to look at the diagram of the crime scene?
Now look back to me. Look at the diagram.
Now look at the diagram. Now look back at me. I'm on a horse. Now look back at the diagram. Now look back at me. It appears we have found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo. Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator.
I love how this is just allowed, that the defendant is now just helping the defense. Oh my god, this is so ridiculous.
Is it the victim, the killer, phenomena?
It's Toombs, Your Honor!
Who's the second witness?
There is no second witness.
Is that the window?
Yeah. About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs.
Oh, okay.
That's right, someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin.
What? What did you say?
Oh. Is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool?
Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right?
It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from?
Excuse me, Your Honor!
Order! This is a court of law, and I will have order!
We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club.
That's quick.
They examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh? And what did they find?
Cups.
Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage
Are you
behind it.
fucking kidding me?
Oh my
What?
fucking god! Are you kidding me?
What the fuck is going on in this
Ah, yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand.
Yes.
At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something.
Dare I ask what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with Destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it.
Oh. Eek. Why did you do that?
Miss Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around and... After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red.
Megadama.
Rabble.
Oh, he's been Magad, alright.
Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see the day come, Mr. Gavin.
But what was his motive?
College story, Edgeworth.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne!
Yeah, yes, Your Honor?
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Ah!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Why do they have to issue a warrant? He's right there.
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand.
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he's done is used illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Technically, that's possible.
Illegal evidence?
Objection! Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing?
Of course, this bottle, for instance.
The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking.
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
The court and this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor?
See how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still, but I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation, just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Gulp? Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? Thank you, Apollo.
It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed.
No, it wouldn't.
Well, Mr. Justice?
Mr. Gavin said that the court, in this case, demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done.
Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court? What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on this bottle are upside down?
What evidence do we have?
The bottle.
Phoenix has upside down hands.
Ew.
Could have been upside down, holding the bottle right side up.
Wasn't he trying to put the card in the bottle? Was he doing it upside down for some reason?
But
Maybe the
why?
bottle wasn't
I
upside
just don't
down.
know if we have
the person
evidence
was
to
upside
support
down.
that.
Nope.
Good, I
Money?
just don't know if we do.
He was on a bender.
But
Why are the
Tony
fingerprints on the bottle
It was getting sloshed on a Sunday, as some might call it.
Check. Man, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we present the bottle?
I mean, I guess. Let me just save real quick.
This is a bottle. Damn.
No words.
That seems like the perfect time for a penalty.
Or a
Bailiff's
kick
kick is
in the
nuts.
Yeah, okay, boss.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Back it up.
Reload.
Yeah. I mean,
Break
Yeah.
time.
okay. Okay. The photo... What? What?
I truly. Oh, wait. Didn't you mention something with the phone earlier?
Phoenix picked up bottles this way. Like, picked up a bottle from his chair because it's, like, next to his chair or some nonsense, so it would have to be upside down.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Well, I'll fucking bite. I'll play your game. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me, on the floor?
Yes, now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair.
Yeah.
See, you naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down.
Rabble! Rabble! Rabble!
Look at this photograph! Taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times.
Wow, I can't believe it was that simple.
Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. Then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon.
Rabble! Rabble! Rabble!
Order! 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 What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection.
What?
Oh god.
You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof?
Proof? Well, that's,
As I thought. More baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle is proof. It is quite empty.
Objection! I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Yes, I have your memo about that here.
Dear Judge, bottle with card. Kissy face, Phoenix.
Smoochy
Kissy winky
smoochy.
face.
Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Ball Club. And here's one of the bottles in question.
Just one.
Only exclusively one.
What, are you going to adjust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that, but his...
Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. A
it
bottle won't
cracked?
bear a trace of anything. No, it's got the card in it. Say Apollo. Yes. Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr.
That
Wright,
specific one.
that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle!
Some pig.
Oh,
That's some pig.
there it is. There's something inside the bottle! Holy shit!
It's the deed to a platinum mine.
That's just a 5.
What's this?
That card! It can't be.
Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Alright,
Miss Olga O'Reilly? Yes, our little swindling Devancha.
I don't know if you can say that anymore, Phoenix. And then I lost it last then, like it was supposed to. And then Smith searched him, yar. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed.
Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? Ah, yes, more flashbacks to 20 minutes ago.
Flashback coming under the floor.
Flashback 20 minutes ago.
Flashback to a 4 in the case. Flashback showed it right in your face.
The 5 of Hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
Oh, what the
What
fuck?
the fuck? Did he just use the force?
There was a lobster in the sky.
Yo, the
Lobster
lobster
in
escaped
the
the
sky. I can go twice as high.
Take a
Take
look
a look.
in this lobster.
That is all.
Take a look. You're the cook.
I
Take a look.
anything.
Flying lobster.
Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago?
My past is like my logic, straight and true.
But no.
You're anything but straight.
Only one of those things is factual about myself. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
Picks up Apollo Justice and points it.
Fine.
Just picks up Apollo by his shoulders, like he makes a little squeaky sound.
Sum up like a cat.
Yeah.
So he just kind of.
I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, Mr. Wright. I don't know.
That's
Okay.
tet-a-tet.
Tete-a-tete.
This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
What about you, Winston?
I have no hair.
You've already taken his hair twice. He deserves something.
Let's make it a 3rd time.
I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial, for real. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing.
Yeah, like a motive.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
Nah.
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. This
Are you fucking
entire case is a sham. There's no motive. I was given I provided faulty evidence as well as being my own defense attorney.
We defied gravity.
We defied gravity. We had...
We had a Russian pirate, a lot of talk about borscht.
I've incriminated my daughter by having her provide faulty evidence. Hello!
That mafia guy's still dead.
About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
It's actually pronounced Shadi, like a melody in my head.
Anyway, his occupation was listed as the Traveler.
What?
Holy shit, he's a guardian.
Your pale heart holds
In our possession, to be sure, but that's all we know about him.
Means a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright,
Yes?
7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice, in other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark timeline for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, it seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright,
Not guilty!
Smell it.
Hey, joyous rebel!
All right, bring in the dancing lobsters. Court is adjourned.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Cha-cha-cha-chia.
Go, Pokemon.
Man, we couldn't have ended the trial 8 minutes earlier.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too, today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... Oh boy, more flashbacks.
Flashback coming up and again.
What was that, Mr. Wright? Please don't say midichlorians.
You were having a heart
Some
attack.
people would refer to it as Jedi, but I refer to it
So,
as...
some would say force sensitive. But I call it midichlorians.
A Jedi on my force till I Sith.
You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Well, at least they're not, like, closing the case without actually asking the question. He's been arrested, but still, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me.
No, it's a
I
locket.
met the girl whose picture is in your locket. You could just say your daughter, Apollo.
Honestly.
Your
This locket
da-
is the key.
daughter, right?
This locket is the locket.
Hello.
That's right, she's my
Cheerio.
daughter.
Kinda looks like Carl.
You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury! You testified! You said that locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but it's a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then, what? Why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo? Yes? How about coming to work for me?
Oh.
Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you? You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore.
So, like a private investigator?
That
Did you take
incident
gum
7
shoes
years
down?
ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There's a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick.
No, he's talking about the card.
One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your, daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us.
The court can't accept this evidence as a fraud.
A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. I cut my own finger off in order to bleed 1 drop of blood on this ace that I bought at a CVS.
Uh-huh.
That's specific.
One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. You're a washed-up has-been. You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck!
Is this
You
the bad boy arc?
The rumor is true! 7 years ago!
You cheated.
None of that matters much now, does it? Gah! I punched him. Ow. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that," next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. Man, what the fuck?
He ate that uppercut like it was nothing.
And so, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
The end.
The end.
Bean.
Hello.
Could you imagine that was just the end of the game?
And that's it. On to Ace Attorney 5.
No wonder this one never got remastered. It's 2 hours long.
Yeah, that was a 4-hour-long starter case.
Jeez.
I think that's actually one of the longest cases
How
by
many
far.
to go?
What was that?
How many do we have to go?
According to the guide, 3.
3?
Yeah, just like the first game.
But the last one is 7 parts.
Jesus.
Oh.
Neat.
Oh my stars and garters.
I mean, that's not the longest case we've done.
It's not the longest. It's not Rise from the
Not the
Ashes.
Dear God, Rise from the
You have
Ashes.
to wonder, what's the longest case that we've done as a group? Not in terms of just playtime, but how long we've been stuck on it. Like overall
Definitely Rise from the Ashes.
Was it? Shit.
That case
Damn
was
that.
longer than the first whole game.
Damn that first vase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent 45 minutes turning that damn vase to make it appear to look like the blue fucking badger.
I thought it was quite charming, Mr. Rye.
Oh, we
Shut
need.
I hope.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna start Turnabout Corner. I wanna see what it's about, and then we'll cut the stream. Turnabout Corner. As long as we draw breath, the wheel of fate turns.
Oh,
Oh!
Huh. Holy shit, it's a JoJo episode.
Is it?
Is this a flashback?
Spinning big crimes and little crimes together.
Make an even bigger crime.
And when the wheel stops...
What the hell is this?
Whoa, this is some serious...
you
All
die.
Joe.
Wow.
Roll a dice. If you roll a 1, you die.
Sorry, that like,
9:12 a.m. Right and Co.
oh man, that 3DS blender effect.
Yeah, that animation that was very detailed. 2 months have passed since Mr. Gavin's arrest. My first trial, and I lost both my mentor and my job. Yeah, I'll admit it. I was screwed. I was fucked even. But even when I hit bottom, I told myself I'd never come here. Honest. Spaghetti! Here being the legendary Wright & Co. law offices. Okay, Justice, time to stop trembling.
Ah, you must be here for the interview. Right this way.
Huh?
Hello there. You found the right place. Welcome.
What's with this girl?
Well, now, shall we begin?
Oh, she's so cute.
Where's your mother? Where's Maya?
You think...
Sorry, I don't know who you're referring to.
No. Phoenix Wright is not straight.
He definitely found this child.
He definitely found this child.
Like a raccoon in a garbage bin. He brought her home and trained her to be
Also,
a
like,
magician.
It's been like, what, like 7 years since the last
7
game?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would not make
no way.
sense.
Yeah.
No way
And-
is like a, presumably a...
She looks
Trucy-
like early teens, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
Trucy is definitely
Yeah.
early teens.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
He adopted Pearl.
I mean, I don't know.
know.
Begin what?
Alright, first things first. Any special talents?
Talents?
Yes, well, you must have at least one.
Well, I guess, defending?
Defending. An unusual talent, but it'll do. With a little jazzing up, of course.
You think so?
Let's give it a go, shall we?
Huh?
Go ahead, show me. Defend.
Just fucking punches him.
Do it.
I challenge you
Knocks
to
it out.
do it.
Just clocks him.
Just give it all you've got. Don't hold back now.
Stop! Just keeps hitting him.
Ah, stop it. Stop
Come on,
it.
defend
Oh,
yourself.
Just delivers a
Hey,
fatal roundhouse kick to the temple.
oh, God, Daddy, please help.
No. That's
No, she's
Trucy
beating him up.
delivering
Oh,
a
me-
fatal
sorry.
roundhouse kick to Apollo's temple.
Is that a mini guillotine?
Why you doing
It is a
yourself?
mini
Why you doing
guillotine. No.
I've been told it's office tradition for all employees to carry a firearm.
It-
Defend yourself now.
Quick,
it's
defend from this bullet.
it's an
Defend
apple
yourself
cutter.
from this flintlock pistol, just as the forefathers intended.
Yes, as a
What-
true gentleman's
what-
duel, as intended.
What are you talking about? I can't just defend here.
First lesson a professional can perform anywhere.
Thanks.
We want people to be laughing with us, not at us.
Thanks. I'm not sure why they should be laughing at all.
What? What exactly do you think you came here to do?
What? Defend? No?
Excuse me, but do you know where you are?
Huh? The Wright and Co. law offices, right?
Oh, I was afraid of that. Don't worry, you're not the first.
Look, what's going on here? Who are you? I came here to meet with the person in charge.
Well, you've apparently made no fewer than 2 mistakes.
Mistakes? But I got a call from Mr. Wright this morning.
Perhaps you should go read the sign out front again.
What's there to read? Look, it says right there. Oh. Why does it say Wright Talent Agency?
Welcome to the Right Talent Agency, where you always come to the right place. I'm Trucy Wright, CEO. I'm a magician.
It all came flooding back. The trial, that girl.
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
Ah, yes. The flashback from 2 years ago, or 20 minutes in game time.
It's hard to say.
That's right. She's my daughter. Trucy Wright.
Here, check out our flyer. So, what's your name?
Apollo. Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Oh, right.
Why is there such a small guillotine?
Hello.
Why is there a plate of spaghetti with
It's
a fork
spaghetti.
magically levitating?
Magic spaghetti.
I've already
Magic
answered.
spaghetti.
I'm a magician.
She got the-
Why?
I don't
Why
know
is
what to do
there?
with the guillotine though? It's a small guillotine.
Why is there a Revolution era apple cutter in the office?
It's because I'm a magician.
Is that Charlie? Is Charlie still alive?
I hope it's Charlie.
Let's find out. Go on, give it a click.
I had it.
Ack, don't touch
Yes,
Mr. Charlie.
It is!
Oh, it's Charlie!
He still lives.
Mr. Charlie?
He's been in this office much longer than I have. Daddy's mentor had a great fondness for Mr. Charlie. He's lived with us here since Daddy was a rookie attorney.
Huh. Mr. Charlie. Right.
Now I take care of him.
Oh god, there's so many more things to the ability of like having a touchscreen. Oh, well, it'll show like the examine button if there is something, but it's not quite the cursor we're used to. A strange split box leers at me from the wall. Is this one of those boxes for cutting people in half?
That's right. The cabinet is used for an illusion called the zigzag.
I've seen one on TV, but why is one just sitting here in your office?
Oh, it's a little big for me, you see. So I'm using it as furniture. Hats in the top, shirts in the middle, and pants down below. I think it's a nice touch. Don't you?
It's not exactly what I'd call a welcoming decor. That table doesn't look very sturdy.
You've never seen one of these? It's a magic table.
So, like, you make this teapot disappear.
So you might think, but that's not it. Before your very eyes, the contents of the pot change. From Earl Grey to Darjeeling.
Kinda hard to see the difference, I think. Spaghetti. Oh, that fork is floating. Not. Why do you have a plate of plastic spaghetti here?
That's right. There is the whole reason I became a magician. That right there is the whole reason. I love spaghetti.
Do tell.
I saw a plate just like that in a restaurant once. The floating fork looked so real, that's when I knew! Someday, I'd make magic more amazing than that spaghetti.
Imagine going to an Olive Garden and deciding, I'm gonna be the world's greatest fucking magician.
Magician.
The world's greatest.
I'm a musician!
Musician.
No. Magician.
There are all sorts of strange paraphernalia sitting on top of the piano.
Those are my magic props. Practice, practice, practice. A professional never leaves their weapons far from reach.
But you can't play the piano with all this junk on it.
Oh, no one plays here anyway, and the neighbors complain.
I guess Mr. Wright really can't play. So, is this really a talent agency?
You bet! Daddy started it 7 years ago when he quit law. Of course, we only have 2 people signed up right now.
2 people, does that include you?
Trucy Wright, magician extraordinaire. I've done a lot of stage shows, paid, too. I am a professional, you know.
Right.
Promise you'll come to one of my shows, okay? Let's see. Oh, and the other person that our agency represents is... Phoenix Wright, pianist extraordinaire.
Your dad, in other words. Didn't he say he couldn't play the piano?
Our agency doesn't see that as a problem.
What? What?
Why, there are many magicians who can't do magic.
At least you're optimistic, I'll give you that. So you're you're Phoenix Wright's daughter?
That's right. After Daddy quit law 7 years ago, I promised I would keep him fed. So I'm kind of his sugar daddy, get it?
No.
No, don't.
I'm in charge of this whole office, too. Pretty amazing for a young lass of 15, wouldn't you agree?
15? How old is Mr. Wright?
Daddy? Oh, he's 33 this year.
I'm sure there's a good explanation. I hope. About Mr. Wright giving up law. It was because of that incident 7 years ago, wasn't it?
You know about that?
Not the details. I remember the news, though. It was a big deal.
So I hear. I was too young to understand what was going on. I'll ask Daddy about it next time I get the chance.
Daddy, right. That reminds me. About Mr. Wright. He gave me a call this morning to come in.
Daddy's not here right now. He's in the hospital.
The hospital?
Yeah. He's on strict bed rest until he gets better.
What? Okay. Which hospital is Mr. Wright in? I'll pay him a visit.
Oh, the Hickfield Clinic. It's quite close.
Right. Well, I'll be going now, and I'll give this showbiz gig some thought, okay?
Wait, I'll go with you.
Why is she not there right now?
Someone's got to keep an eye on the office.
Jesus Christ.
Must forget any customers.
There's a little fucking baby keyboard.
No.
So this is Mr. Wright's hospital. No!
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 Yes!
No.
Visitors, are you?
Absolute worst thing that could have happened.
This is the worst future.
The second I said clinic, I was like, hold up.
This is the darkest timeline we are in. Yeah, are you the doctor?
Dr. Hickfield's the name.
Good morning, doctor.
Cute as ever.
Is this Daddy's room?
Oh, yes, he's gone for a morning checkup. Be back soon. How are you, Miss Trucy? Got any places you'd like examined?
Oh, Jesus, Connor.
Doctor, the nurse was looking for you.
Why, Vincent the daddy of the cutest little thing in town. Guess I'll be off then. Later, Trucy.
Wait, why is his name not Hickfield?
Because he was not Dr. Hody in the first place. He just impersonates doctors because he's a fucking crazy person.
Oh my god.
And yet he's still here.
And
7
yet
years
he's
later.
still here.
What are they gonna do with them? He didn't stop being crazy all of a sudden.
Yeah, but at least prevent him from accessing the fucking doctor's codes and pretending to be a doctor.
Listen, Security's a bit last.
Why?
Right?
Why is he a fucking returning character and
Who
Dick
is
Gumshoe
this
is
man?
not?
You would think after like the first year they would just kick him out.
Or put him in a fucking, like, insane asylum or something. I don't know.
I'm very happy.
What do you think of his Arkham Asylum?
Wow, what an odd bird that guy was. Good morning. Didn't expect you so soon, Apollo. Mr. Wright. Alright. That's where we're gonna end it.
All right, right.
So wait a second.
That's so great.
I need to check some math real quick. She said that Phoenix is 33.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Trucy is
And
15.
She herself. So that means Phoenix had a kid at 18.
No.
No, because he's not even 18 at the start of the last game.
33 minus 15 is
17?
I think it's safe to assume.
thing!
Yeah, it's safe to
Yeah,
assume
she's
that
adopted.
Trucy is not Phoenix's biological daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have.
There's no way
He
that
was
math
in his
would have
20s in the first set of games, so we
no,
would
because
have.
like my whole thought process was just like, wait a second. He went from having a daughter at 18 to being an absolute weenie.
A weenie art school student, yes.
Like I was just like, what a weird character arc. No, having an adopted daughter makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because yeah, he was 24.
Okay. That's...
I'm very happy.
Why? Why does Dr. Hody get to be a returning character?
Out
if
of
Dick
every
Gumshoe
character
is
that
not?
we know and love.
Dick
why
Gumshoe is not a returning character as far as I know.
He's not?
No, he's
Apparently,
not. He's not in this game.
He's not in this game, but Dr. Hody is, or Dr. fucking Hickfield now.
I'm waiting for Old Bag, gonna get the trifecta.
Oh my god, if Wendy
man.
Oldbag is in this game, oh my god.
Where's
I'm
the
hoping a lot
lion
of heart
guy?
in
That's
this
the
game.
wrestler that owns
A
the
lot
thing.
of
You know
heart,
what?
Old Bag, and Hody. The only characters we need.
And that guy from the park.
Oh yeah, and fucking Old CD. Yeah.
No, I hope we get the ventriloquist guy in the circus back.
No.
Yes.
Oh, Mo.
They were the
Bring back
worst.
Mo.
Bring back
I'm going to
Mo
work at the
back.
circus now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Dream of